All right, everybody. I forgot to put my microphone in, so one moment while I do that to improve the sound a little bit. All right, so we are ready for a tribute game, but it's not the game you think of. Tribute game today is coming from Inside Pitch. Get this set up on the laptop so I can know what I'm doing. Okay, I think that's all set up there. Okay. So as you can see, we have Tom Seaver and Lou Brock sitting right here. Got my dice tray. Hopefully puts that in. Let me make sure that's in the right spot for the camera. I think it is. Okay. So, tribute game is underway. Here we go. No. We're not going to do that tribute game because I'm sick of tribute games. At least for people that pass away. I'm going to do a tribute game for somebody that's still living. This is a Dale Murphy tribute game. And it's going to be at Jack Murphy Stadium. It's opening day 1982, Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. This is a season that Atlanta's starting out 13-0. And that was, of course, a major league record. I think it probably still is. One thing I was kind of disappointed about these 82 cards was the coloring, because Atlanta kind of has kept the same coloring through almost every season they make. And if you remember back in 1982, Atlanta had those baby blue uniforms. So it's kind of a little bit off, but you know, hey, we'll deal with it. All right, now let's see if I can get the score sheet in here as well. And keep the dice tray in here. Or if I need to adjust anything, I think whoops, let's move the dice tray over here a little bit more. And the score sheet will just have to be off to the side if it won't fit. All right, so we are ready to go. Opening day, Jack Murphy Stadium. This, of course, is Inside Pitch. Brett Butler to lead things off. That will go through the lineup very quickly. Butler, Hubbard, Washington, Horner, Murphy, Chambliss, Benedict, Ramirez, and Mailer for the Braves. For the Padres, Richards, Bonilla, Templeton, Jones, Lascano, Kennedy, Salazar, Perkins, and Eichelberger for the Padres. All right, so we are ready to go. Eichelberger finishing up his warm-up tosses. This is opening day 1982. Atlanta Braves started out 13-0. I'm going to see if I can duplicate that. I'm going to play these until they lose. So let's see what happens. As we play tribute to the living. All right, 2-3. Eichelberger, 2-3 is a walk plus against Butler. That's at 16. Butler's walks in 11, so that's definitely going to be a walk. So walk to Butler, his attempt is an 8, plus 1 from Eichelberger makes it a 9. 9 and a 1, that means he's definitely going to get the jump to steal. 14 for a stolen base, and Eichelberger doesn't hold well. That's a plus 3, makes that a 17. Kennedy's a plus 2, makes it a 19. 19 and anything other than a 20, then he's going to make it. And he does. So stolen base for Butler, pretty easy there against that catcher-pitcher combination. Hello, Larry Harris, Ali, RJL, and Al Red Sox fan. Welcome. I'm off today and tomorrow, and I didn't do any streaming at all over the holiday weekend, but I'm off today and tomorrow as part of my extended Labor Day weekend. Took a couple days off to add on to the weekend, so it gives me time to sit back and relax and play. Fidrich replay will be kicking up again, but I just wanted to get this one started because the 1982 set just arrived this weekend. And like I said, I was kind of disappointed the Braves have this coloring. I kind of wanted the baby blue, but can't have everything. All right. So now let's go to Glenn Hubbard. Eichelberger trying to recover. 1-2. 1-2 is a straight-up home run. That's a 4, and Hubbard's a 5, so that's going to do it. The stadium doesn't take anything away, so Glenn Hubbard just hit a 2-run homer, and the Braves are well on their way to a good start to start their season to try to go undefeated for 13 games in a row. As Glenn Hubbard only had 9 home runs all year. He got one right there because of that 4 being so low. And Eichelberger, that straight-up home run. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Here is Claudell Washington. Now Eichelberger has to shake that one off. Try to regroup. 1-2. He found the home run spot again, and it's gone. Twice in a row. Eichelberger has found that 1-2 roll, which has been a straight-up home run, and the D20's been low enough to fall under the home run rating. So back-to-back jacks. Claudell. It's 3-0 Braves. So now that brings up Bob Horner. 3-4. 3-4 is the ballpark cards and @ sign. So we're going to Jack Murphy Stadium. Let's see what happens with that. Not a whole lot of, there's a couple home run spots on Jack Murphy Stadium, but it's really a pitcher's park, I think. 5-6. It's a star line 4, which on Eichelberger is a fly to left. So Eichelberger finally gets an out. Took him long enough, but he finally gets an out. And that'll bring up the man of the hour, Dale Murphy. Borderline Hall of Famer. Some thinks he should be in there. Same with Mattingly. I kind of think he should because he was a dominant player of his time period. 4-1, and 4-1 is a double question mark. Eichelberger, you have to have a 1 to 7 to get that star line. That's a 19, so we skip it, go to Murphy. And the Murph, 5-6, will ground to third. If you're facing a lefty, that'd have been a base hit. So Murphy is out, two down now all of a sudden, and here comes Chris Chambliss, former Yankee. 6-2 is a strikeout chance. That's an 18 though, so his strikeout's only a 7. Stadium adds nothing, so nothing on the strikeout realm. We go to Chambliss, and that's a 2-3, and that's a fly to right field. So that's going to end the inning, but the Braves make it a profitable one. 3 runs in the first, thanks to 2 long balls. And Eichelberger shaking his head. And for the Braves, it'll be, and I don't know why they carded him this way. They call him Ricky Mailer. His name is Rick Mailer. I'm not sure why they put Ricky on there. That doesn't really make any sense. He has a brother named Mickey Mailer, so that would just make it even more confusing. I think he switched to Rick just to not have that confusion with his brother Mickey. All right, so Rick Mailer, who pitched a complete game shutout, 2-hitter in real life. The Braves won this game 1-0 in real life. But they're already off to a good start, 3-0. So here we go. Richards to lead off against Rick Mailer. 4-1, that's a walk plus to a righty, but blank to a lefty, so we skip it. Go to Richards, 3-6. He's going to ground to Rafael Ramirez at short. 1 away. So 1 down for the second baseman, Juan Bonilla. 5-5. Let's see, error on a grounder possibly. So let's see if there's going to be a grounder first of all. 1-4, he flies to left, so no ground ball, therefore no error check. 2 up, 2 down. Mailer's making it look easy. Here's Gary Templeton. 2-3. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 2, so he's definitely within that strikeout range, and that's going to end it right there for the Pods. 3 up, 3 down. Talk about a contrast of innings. Nothing going on there right at all for the Padres. All right, so Eichelberger's going to come out again. See if he can do better the second inning. It is Bruce Eggs Benedict. Lead it off. 4-5, blank. So we go to Benedict's card. 1-3. He's going to single to right field. So hits just keep coming for those Braves. Benedict is a 1 attempt, so you have to honor that. That's a 1 attempt, and a +1 from Eichelberger gives him an attempt of 2. And it's an 8, so nothing's happening. So he will hold. Now the Padres are a double play depth, which means the infield, your range drops down 1, but the double play rating of the runner goes up 1. So Ramirez is now a 2 double play rating. See what happens. 2-1 would be a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. So we go to Ramirez and finish. And it's a 5-2, and he's going to double to center field. Look at that. Do you believe that? They're just pounding the ball off Eichelberger. He may not be around much longer. A double to center, we bring in the chart. A double to center, it's a +1 added to the base running rating of the runner. When you double to center and you try to score from first, it's a +1. Benedict's base running rating is only a 2, but the +1 makes him a 3. Rupert Jones is a +2 arm, makes it a 5. So we're going to roll the red and white die. If it's a 5 or less, he will score. If it's a 6, he's probably out, but we'll check the trail runner as well. It's a 3, so he definitely scores. So Bruce Benedict comes around to score on the RBI double for Rafael Ramirez. And the Braves lead it 4-0. Padre bullpen is up and throwing early and often. Let's look and see what they have for long relief. Eric Shao, I believe, is the long reliever. So Eric Shao is in the bullpen. Didn't expect to get called this early, but he may be getting called shortly because Eichelberger just doesn't seem to have it. Now here's Rick Mailer, runner at second. He's a pretty decent bunter, so we're going to go ahead and try to bunt him over to third. His bunt rating is a 4. So on the chart, a 4, a 1 to 14 is a good bunt. 15, he fouls it off. 16 to 17, they get the lead runner. 18 to 19, it's a great bunt, and he's safe. And 20, it's going to be a double play on a bunt. So let's see what happens on the D20. That is a 14. Oh, I'm sorry. First of all, I should have checked. I got to check the thing and make sure he doesn't strike out. Hold on, my bad. 2-4. That's a home run question mark, but of course he's bunting and he has really no home run power. Well, actually, he's got a home run power. He's got a 6. But the home run on the 2-4, home run question mark 7, doesn't pass that check against righties. So now we can go to the bunt for Rick Mailer. And that is a 6, which is a good bunt. I forgot to roll the red die to see who fields it. It's a 4. 4 on the red die says it's fielded by the first baseman, Perkins. So it's a sacrifice. We'll call it 3 unassisted. And Ramirez will take third base. Now with only 1 out, infield's going to have to come in. They really can't afford to go up any more runs. Hello, Earl. All right, so here is Eichelberger facing Butler. It's already 4-0. They really can't afford any more runs. Infield is in. 1-6 is a possible error. 3-6 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second, and that's a 2. The error rating of the second baseman, Bonilla, is a 7. 2 is less than 7, so it will be an error. And the infield being in didn't really matter because it's an E4. And that will score the run to make it 5-0. And Eichelberger on the verge of having to come out. In fact, he is going to come out. They're not going to go any further with him. They can't afford to. So Eric Schau will get the long duty in this one. And he doesn't hold runners very well either. So it's a good chance that Butler, even though they're up 5-0, so they may take their foot off the gas pedal temporarily. So here we go. Butler. Well, he's an 8, and it's a +2, so that's a 10. So we'll go ahead and roll it. 7, he gets the jump, so he will try to steal. It's a 14. +1 is a 15. +2 from Kennedy's a 17. And he's in there again. Another stolen base for Butler. They're putting the pedal to the metal. So 1 out, runner at second, and here is Glenn Hubbard, who homered his last time up. 5-3 is an error question mark again, so possible error. 2-2, it's a single to third base. 6 on the error rating. Third baseman Salazar error rating is a 13, so that's a single plus an error, and that will score Butler to make it 6-0. So sorry couldn't get a closer game here, but that's the second error by the Padres, and they definitely were not ready to play today, for sure. All right, so that brings up Claudel Washington. 5-4, and that is a strikeout. 13, too much. That's a 12. Stadium doesn't add anything, so it stays a 12. So 13 misses the strikeout, unfortunately for Schau. We go to Washington. He singles past first base. And on an S3, to get from second to home on an S3, you need a 4 through 6 base running rating. Butler's base running rating is a 4, so he will score. I'm sorry, Hubbard's base running rating. He's a 3. He will not score. So Hubbard has to stop at third. He missed it by 1. And they're not going to try to steal with it being 6-0. We're not going to do any strategy rolls unless the game gets closer. All right, so double play depth now with the runners at the corners, which means Horner's now a 4, but the range of the infielders drops by 1. 6-1, that's a possible error on a throw, so the Padres looking to make all kinds of errors here. Horner, 1-6 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to short, but Templeton is a 10, that's a 3, so it's going to be an error on a throw. That's a 2-base error. Third error of the game. Second this inning, I think it is. So, or is it the third? Not the third error of this inning. Third error in the last 4 at-bats. This one's a 2-base error on a throw by Templeton. So we had an E4, E5, and now an E6. Looks like a military NCO party. And Washington's going to go to third base. So runners are at second and third with 1 out for Bob Horner. Infield is in, of course. 2-4, that's a blank, so we go to Horner. I'm sorry, we're not going to Horner, I'm going to Murphy, my bad. 3-1, and he's going to ground it to short with the infield in. The run rating of Washington gets dropped by 2 with the infield being in. He's a 4, drops to a 2. So they're going to hold the runner at second and third. So now with 2 outs, that brings up Chambliss, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Some people call that batting around. I usually don't refer to batting around unless the guy bats for a second time, but everybody has their own definition. 3-5 is a strikeout chance. Too much for Chambliss. 3-5. He's going to double to center, so it's a moot point. They're going to bat around for sure now. It's a double to center. That's going to score 2 more runs. It is now, I believe, 8-0 Atlanta. And they are just laying waste to the home-standing Padres. All right, so here we go. Shao, 6'3", is a double question mark, which against a right-hander is a 1-12 for a star line. That's a 3, so he gets the star line. And that is a 3. It's a ground ball to second. And Benedict is out of there. But they send 10 to the plate here in the second inning. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs score. It is actually 9-0 here in the bottom of the second. And now it's just a matter of whether Rick Mahler pitches a shutout or not. That's about the only suspense we got left in this one. Sorry I couldn't have a closer game, but as Al Wilson said one time, we can't have everything we want. If we did, what would we do with it? So, all right, here is Rick Mahler facing Rupert Jones. 1-1 is a strikeout chance. 17 is too much, though, so no strikeout for Rupert. 2-1 is a single pass short, so Rupert Jones finally gets a hit. Of course, all strategy rolls are turned off with the score like it is. Here's Lascano, 4-3, and that is a strikeout chance, but 19 is way too much for that. Lascano will try again. 360 flies to right. 1 away. Infield will be at double play depth by default anytime somebody gets on first base. So I won't keep repeating that. It's just automatic. 2-1 is blank on Mahler. We go to Terry Kennedy's card. 6-5 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second. So since they're at double play depth, his double play rating increases from a 2 to a 3. No double play advancement on Mahler, but if you look at the pivot rating, both Hubbard and Ramirez have a +1, which means they're very good at turning double plays. So Kennedy goes from a 3 to a 4 now with that extra 1 on the pivot. So 1 to 4, it's a double play. It's a 2, it's definitely a double play, pivot or no pivot. So that's going to take care of that very easily. And Mahler breezing through the first 2 innings. So here we go. Shao having to take the brunt of it. Let's see, he came in. Yeah, I guess I'll let him go. He's set to bat third next inning, so we'll try to get him through this inning at least. All right, here's Ramirez. He doubled and scored in the second, but then again, who didn't score? 1-3. Shao, ballpark. Go to Jack Murphy. 2-1. That's a fly to center field for Jack Murphy Stadium. I'll bring this down a little bit. Jack Murphy, it's a fly to center. 1 away. And that will send up the pitcher, Rick Mahler. Shao, 4-4 is a potential walk. Mahler's walk rating's an 8, but you lose 2 from the stadium, makes it a 6. So that 7's out of range. That would have been a walk, except Jack Murphy saved him. 4-4, we go to Mahler, and that is a fly to right field for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Shao finally getting some decent pitching in. 4-6, and that is a strikeout chance against a righty, but a blank against Butler, who's a lefty. 4-2, he's going to single pass third base, so Butler does it again. He's on again. Now, he will definitely not try to steal this time because strategy rolls are taken out of the equation when the score gets to be this bad. So here is Hubbard. 5-3, Shao's just trying to survive and get through this inning. Possible error. Again, they've already had 3. And that's a 7, so it's very probable it might have another error. Star line 3 on a 1-1 is a ground ball to Broderick Perkins at first. Perkins' Perkins' error rating's only a 4, so 7's greater than 4, no error. Perkins will actually make the play. Had it been hit to any other infielder, it would have been an error. And they finally put a 0 on the board. They finally keep the Braves off the board. And now we go to the bottom of the third. Here's Luis Salazar. So it definitely looks like a second game is in the offering, because the win streak for the Braves will at least be a win streak of 1. And an emphatic one at that. Here's Salazar. Range play off of Mailer. So we go to Salazar. 6-3 is a single to the left, but the range check. And Murphy has a range of 4. So if it's 4 or less, he'll get to that. And he does. So Murphy takes away that potential single by Luis Salazar. 1 away for Broderick Perkins, and we'll get a pinch hitter for Eric Shao as well. So this is a 6-6, which is a ballpark card. We're going right back to Jack Murphy. Perkins, a 6-3 on Jack Murphy, is a question mark 7. All the way up to 19, you have 13 and 19 would have been a home run. That's a 20. So that's going to end up being a fly to left. That's just the kind of day it's been for the Pods. 1 through 19 get you a big bomb, but they find the 20 on the D20. So pinch hitting time, and we'll go to the bench, and they will pull out Tim Flannery to pinch hit for the Padres. And then the new pitcher will have to be somebody else that can take a beating and give him at least 2 innings out of the bullpen. So if we look at the relief pitching, they don't have a whole lot, that's for sure. At least not any that are any good. Floyd Schiffer is going to be coming on in relief. Here's Flannery taking on Mailer. 2 outs, bases clear. 3-1 is a blank. We go to Flannery's card. 3-5, that's a star line 5, which is a fly to center. And that didn't take long. So 9-0. We go to the 4th. 9-0. So now we are going to be looking at Floyd Schiffer. So Floyd Schiffer, the 3rd Padre pitcher. Already had Eichelberger, Shao, and now Schiffer. So he has to try to eat an inning or 2. They don't want to burn their whole bullpen because they got a 3-game series to play. So you don't want to wear guys out. Somebody's got to wear one for the team here eventually. All right, here is Schiffer, 6-6. Strikeout chance. That's a 12, and that's a 12, so that's a strikeout. Ballpark doesn't take anything away from a strikeout the way it does a walk, so that will be a strikeout. And here's Bob Horner. 6-4, that's a wild pitch, which with nobody on is a foul ball. We'll reboot and go off Schiffer's card again. 4-6 is a potential walk, and that's only a 2, so Horner will definitely walk. And of course, strategy rolls are taken out of the equation because of the score, so we skip that. Go straight to Murphy. 3-2 is a range play at Jack Murphy. So we're going to check the range of something at Jack Murphy. 1-2 is a ground ball to short. So we're checking the range of Templeton. He's a range of 4. So range of 4. And he will get to it. So that means we need to check for a double play. They were playing at double play depth. His actually was a range of 3. And this was a 3 because I had to reduce it for being a double play rating. So almost missed that. His range is a 4. It dropped to a 3 because of the double play, but it was a 3. So now Murphy is a 3 with the double play rating, and Bonilla doesn't change that. So it's a 3 or less will be a double play. It's a 6, so that means runner advances. So it's a 6-3 ground out, and there's 2 away. And that will bring up Chris Chambliss. 4-5, hit by pitch chance. About time somebody got hit by a pitch. And with Schiffer being a +10, even though Chambliss is a 0, that's a +10. So Chambliss will take the brunt of that. 9-0 game. I'm surprised somebody hadn't gotten plunked earlier. But we'll keep Schiffer in there because he's got a +10. I mean, he can plunk somebody else probably. All right, here is Benedict. 1-4, and that's a strikeout chance against a right-hander. There's a split there with a slash, which means against the right-handers you're checking strikeouts. His strikeout's only a 7. That's an 11. 11's too much. Go to Benedict. 2-5 for Benedict. He flies to left. And that ends the inning. So Schiffer gets out of that. He's looking to at least go 1 more inning and try to eat up some innings, as they say. Back to the top of the order for the Padres. Mailer has faced the minimum due to the double play. back in the second inning. So here's Gene Richards. 3-3, and that's a blank on Mailer. Go to Richards, 5-5. Starline 4, and that is a fly to left. So 1 away. Brings up Juan Bonilla. 4-5, and that's a strikeout chance against a right-hander. That's an 8, but that's only a 4, so Bonilla doesn't strike out much. He keeps the at-bat going. 5-6, and he doubles to center field. So fought off a tough pitch that some people would have struck out on, and he doubles to center field. So now it brings up Gary Templeton. Mailer trying to keep the shutout going. 3-6 is a strikeout chance, but 17 is way too high for that. Templeton, 3-2, ground ball to short, and with the runner at second, he's going to have to hold at third base. So that's 2 down. Whoops, Rupert Jones got upside down, so did Sixto Lezcano. Don't know how that happened. It's probably why they're playing so poorly. They're upside down. There was a song back in the 80s, Motown type song called Upside Down, I think, but I don't remember who did it. And I'm not going to look it up. Rupert Jones, 4-4, hit by pitch again. Maybe this is retaliation for when they hit Chambliss, but he's a -7, so no hit by pitch, because this -7 took that away. So here's Rupert Jones, 1-5, ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. Padres are gone. Diana Ross, thank you. I knew it was one of the Motown type people that sang that. I don't know why that went in my head when I saw the cards upside down, but just been one of these games. When it's 9-0, you got to think of something in your head to keep you occupied, because the suspense is not really there except for to see if they get the shutout. Here's Ramirez. No hitter's gone, so the shutout's the only thing left. 2-4 is a strikeout plus. That's a 7. So the strikeout plus adds 10 to his strikeout, makes him a 15, so that will be a strikeout. Whoops, wrong score. Strikeout for Ramirez, and that brings up Rick Mailer. 2-2, back to San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium. Whoops, the white die didn't fall in the hole there. Hold on, stuck to my finger. 6-4 on Jack Murphy. That's a ground ball to second, and that's 2 down. So at least they've got Mailer out 3 times, or a couple of times. So here's Butler. He's reached base all 3 times. 1-6 is a strikeout chance. He won't do it this time. 7 is less than 10. So they ring Butler up, and Schiffer actually 2 shutout innings. So maybe he can try to go to a third and just hope he doesn't hit a fatigue roll somewhere. But when you got a guy that's not allowing runs in 2 straight innings after it's been 9-0, you want to keep him in there. All right, Sixto Lezcano, the batter. Lezcano flied to right his first time. 3-6, strikeout chance. That's an 8, that's a 9. So the stadium not adding anything, no strikeout. Go to Lezcano, 3-6. He will fly to right field, though, just like he did the first time up. So 2 flyouts to Claudell Washington for out number 1. And these cards are fairly new, so they're a little bit, sometimes they're sticking together on me. Here's Terry Kennedy. He hit into a double play last time. Can't do it now. 2-4 is a home run question mark. Against the lefty, though, the D20 has to be a 1 to pass that check. That's a 6. So no home run. We just treat it as a blank and go to Kennedy's card. Finish the at-bat, which is good because Kennedy had an automatic home run against right-handers. 4-2, he will still double to left field, though. So Kennedy, despite not getting the home run, he still doubles. And now that brings up Luis Salazar. 3-3, and that's a blank on Mailer. Go to Salazar. 3-5, he flies to right field. 2 down. There's a chance that the runner could possibly go from second to third, but the BR rating of Kennedy and the score being 9-0, I'm not even going to attempt that one and get the guy doubled off. That just would be ridiculous. So here's Broderick Perkins, 2-6, range play at the Perkins card. 3-6 is a star line 2. Ground ball to short, so we've got the range of Ramirez. He's only a 2. So if this gets by him, it'll be a base hit, and the Padres will probably score the run. And it does. So failed range play, so it turns it into an S6. And an S6 to score from second, to go from second to home on an S6, you need a base running rating of 3 through 6. The base running rating of the runner, in this case Kennedy, is a 2, but there are 2 outs. That bumps him up to a 3, which means he will score. So the fact that there were 2 outs gave him that extra boost And Broderick Perkins finally puts the Padres on the board. It's 9-1, and now all suspense is gone because the shutout's gone. All right, here is Tim Flannery. 4-5. 4-5 is a strikeout chance against a righty, but Flannery's a lefty, so it is a blank. We go to Flannery. 5-4, that's a single to left field, so I'm sorry, Flannery was a pinch hitter last time, my bad. I got to re-roll that. Hold on, let me get another pinch hitter in there. I didn't have the pitcher's card because Chiffer doesn't have a pitcher hitting card, so I need to get Kurt Bavacqua in there. So Kurt Bavacqua will be the batter. So the roll was 5-4, but was the original roll off the pitcher card supposed to be that way? Yeah, it was a blank, wasn't it? So we do go to the batter card, 5-4. That's a single to center field. So single to center, whoops, single to center by Bavacqua. Kept the original roll because there's nothing wrong with the roll, it was just had the wrong batter in there. But since it was a blank on the pitcher card, it didn't change that effect. So we come over here and Bavacqua gets the hit. So it's going to put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Gene Richards. 5-1. Error on the throw possibly. 4-5. 4-5 is a single past third base. So this could score Perkins. S5. S5 to get from second to home, though, you got to have a 5 through 6 BR rating. So even with 2 outs, Perkins, whose BR rating is a 2, will not cut it. So that's just simply going to load the bases. So the bases are now loaded with 2 outs for Juan Bonilla. And actually, if Bonilla gets into one, which he's incapable of, he had no home runs, but if he gets like a double or something, they could actually make it a game. Let's see. 4-2. 4-2 is a strikeout chance. 17 is too much. We go to Bonilla. 1-6. That's a single past the pitcher. So that'll be a 2-run single because on the S1, get from second, everybody scores for second on the S1. So it's a 2-run single. Now to get from first to third on an S1, you need a 4 through 6, which Richards may or may not have. Let's see. Richards is a 3, but there are 2 outs. So that gives him a 4, so he will make it there. So the Padres showing a little bit of life, putting up 3 runs this inning. It's 9-3. And Bonilla comes through with a base hit. And now Mailer's wondering what the heck's going on. Here is Templeton. 4-2. And against a right-hander, that's a strikeout. But against a switch-hitting left-hander, that's a blank. So we go to Templeton to finish. 1-6. He's going to single pass short. That'll score another run. It's 9-4. With Bonilla stopping at second. So 9-4. Now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Rupert Jones, the batter. So now Rick Mailer may be needing some relief as well, as he is pushing the limits. Here's Rupert Jones. 4-2, and that is another strikeout chance against a righty, but Rupert's a lefty, so blank it is. We go to Rupert's card. 1-2. He's going to ground to second. The inning's finally over. So 9 go to the plate, 4 score. It's 9-4. 9-4 Padres, and now we need a new pitcher for Chiffer. And you wonder if they might do, well, I guess they won't do a double switch. They'll just go to the next guy in line in the bullpen. And that's going to be, let's see who's coming up for the Braves. They got Hubbard, Washington, and Horner. So they will turn to, who do they want to go to? That's the problem. They will go to Luis De Leon. So Luis De Leon will come on, and he will pitch here in the 6th. Luis De Leon. And he will be facing Hubbard, Washington, and Horner. Heart of the order. 9-4. 9-4 is the score. And there's almost back to strategy rolls. We got a 5-point run differential, but only 4 innings until the 9th. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9. So if the score gets less than 4 runs in the 6th inning, then we can bring back the strategy rolls. But right now we keep them away. How do I decide on relief pitchers and batters? Well, I've got the lineup set up for the guys that were on the roster. I use the Stratomatic PC game to give me the open day rosters, and then I just look who I've got, and I've got some marginal players that I really rather not use. I've got Danny Boone, who was actually started the season with Houston, but started the season with San Diego, but was traded to Houston, so I brought him back to San Diego for opening day. I got Rick Wise, who I cut out on the PDF. He only pitched in 2 innings. And they got their closer, Gary Lucas, who I really don't want to use. So I'm just trying to buy as much time as I can until we get to the 9th. And if I have to, I guess I could go to John Curtis. He's more of a long reliever as well. But I might do that once we get down to the batting order. But right now I want to get somebody to get us to the 9th spot in the batting order, and then maybe bring Curtis in to pitch the last 3 innings. So that's my thought process. Hubbard, 3-4. Range play at the stadium. So we come back to Jack Murphy Stadium for a range play. We get a 2-4. 2-4 is a 2-4 is a single to right, but the range check of the right fielder, Lascano, who is a 5. So as long as this is not a 6, he will make the catch. And he does barely, but Lascano with that great range was able to make that play. 1 away. And that brings up Claudel Washington. 2-1, and that's a home run question mark. That's a 20 though, so it fails this check. You have to be a 1 through 10 to pass this check. That's a 20. So we fail that, and we just skip it and go to Claudel. 5-1, he's going to fly to right field, so Lascano puts another one away. I'll tell you what, if San Diego comes back and win this game, this will be an all-time record. I've never had a team come back from 9-0 before. Not saying they're going to do it, but that would be really interesting. All right, here's Horner, and it would probably make Joe Torre get gray hairs. 4-1, he's not tired, so there's no chance of a single. We just skip it. Go to Horner. 5-1, Starline 6 is a fly to right, so 6 to Lascano. 3 fly ball outs to right field takes care of that. De Leon, no problem whatsoever here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Rick Mailer can face 24 batters. Right now he has faced, he has faced 18. He's faced 22, so he's right on the verge of his fatigue. Lascano's up, and Braves bullpen has actually got a little stirring on going down there. And they do have the Mad Hungarian Al Raboski is loosening in the bullpen. All right, here is Rick Mailer facing Lascano. 3-5. 3-5 is a potential walk. He walks at an 18, but the stadium takes away the 2, so that 18 will not be a walk. Jack Murphy cost him a walk. Finish up on Lascano. 3-2 is a question mark 9. Mailer's a righty, so a 1 through 10 would get him a hit. That's an 11, though, so he just misses it. Had he been facing a lefty, he would have tripled. But against a righty, it's just simply going to be a fly out to right field. So Lascano has flown out to right 3 times in a row, just missing a potential home run. All right, here we go. Terry Kennedy. 2-1 is blank off of Mailer, so we go to Kennedy's card. 2-1 again. Ground ball to second off of a righty. Off a lefty, he actually would have got a hit, so he kind of reverse split. But didn't work that time for him. So here's Luis Salazar. Salazar, a 6-1 is a home run chance straight up. Salazar, though, is a 7. That's a 13, so no home run. So we finish up on Salazar's card. 4-1, Starline 2, ground ball to Ramirez. And Mailer gets a little bit more back in line with that 1, 2, 3 innings. So we go to the top of the 7th. De Leon coming back out will be facing Horner, Murphy, and Chambliss to start the top of the 7th. Horner, 5-5, and that is a strikeout chance against a right-hander. That's a 2, so that is definitely a strikeout. So De Leon dealing, gets the strikeouts, retired all 4 that he's faced. Here's Murphy, 6-3, and that is a range play. So we go to Murphy's card, checking the range. 4-1 is a pop-up to short, but we're checking the range of Templeton, who's a 4. So if he can't get this, it's a 5 or 6, it'll drop in. It's a 4, so Templeton was able to range far and get it. And Murphy, unfortunately, in his tribute game is 0 for 4. Not doing very well. All right, here's Chambliss. 6-4, and that's a potential error. 3-1. They've already had a whole bunch of errors. That's a 2. That's going to be another error. It's ground out to third, but Salazar is a 13. That's a 2, so it will be another E5. This time it's a 1-base error because it's not a throwing error. But that's the 4th error by the Padres in this game. 2nd by Salazar. Keeps the inning going for Bruce Benedict. 6-3 is another range play. 4-1 pops to short. So we're checking Templeton for his range. He's a 4. much like when we did it for the Murphy at bat. 1, he will make the play, and somehow I got out of order here on my players, and I don't know what I did. Something has gotten messed up here. I didn't move the right guy. I think I didn't move Benedict out of the way. So let me, so it was not a range, it was not a pop to short, it was a 4-1, so it was a single to left, but the left fielder will make that range check on a 1. So I don't know how I messed that one up, but took care of that. Sometimes you forget to move the players after they bat sometimes. It can happen, but didn't mess up anything, I don't believe. At 9-4, it probably doesn't matter anyway. But now Rick Mailer would normally be pitching now, and I think they're going to take a chance and let him keep going. His fatigue numbers: 6'3", he's got to avoid a 6'3", and he's got to avoid a 1-1. Those are the 2 roles for him to avoid: 6'3" and 1-1. De Leon is done for the day. We have Perkins, Eichelberger, and a pinch hitter. And on the bench for the Padres, pinch hitting wise, let's see who they've got available to pinch hit. They've already used Bavacqua and Flannery, so they've got Joe Lefevre. So Joe Lefevre will come in and pinch hit after Perkins. So it's Perkins, Lefevre, and then Richards here in the bottom of the 7th. But Perkins deleted off, and Mailer is fatigued, so if he gets those 2 fatigue rolls, he will give up either a potential walk or a hit. Perkins 4-4, hit by pitch chance, but again, -7 is going to eliminate that. Perkins 1-6, he will fly to center. So Mailer just trying to get through 7 innings if possible. Here is Lefevre, pinch hitter. 3-1, it's blank. We go to Lefevre's card. 1-4, Starline 1's a ground ball to second. 2 down. And it's going to bring up Gene Richards, top of the order. 6-5 is a potential error. That's all we need are more errors. 3-2 is a single pass or single to shortstop. Shortstop Ramirez, it's a 12. That's an 11, so it will be an error. It'll be a single plus an error on Ramirez. Single plus an E6. And Richards is on second base with 2 outs. That's the first error by the Braves. Been 5 errors in the game. So I don't think either team was really all that thrilled about playing today, apparently. Here is 5-5 as a potential error on a grounder. Bonilla 3-6. It's a single pass third. 14. Horner error rating is only a 6, so there's no error, but it will be a single. It will be a single pass third base. Now, can the runner from second score? That's the question. Single pass third, you need a 5 through 6 to get from second to home. Richards is a 3. So even with 2 outs, he's not going to be able to do it. So he will stop at third base. But now there's 2 on for Gary Templeton. And I think they're going to make the move. They can't afford it. Joe Torre's not going to mess around. He is bringing in the mad Hungarian, Al Raboski, even though he's going to lead off next inning. He's a short reliever anyway. Probably only like 5'7". So he will be in to face Templeton on this 1 at bat. So Mailer goes 6 2/3. But Templeton's up with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Raboski in a big spot, 4-2, and another potential error. And that's a 1, so it's going to be an error regardless. 3-1, ground ball to short. That's another error on Ramirez. He's a 12, and that's only a 1, so it will be another error. It's a 1 base variety. But second error of the inning on Ramirez, and that makes it a 9-5 Dolly Parton game here in the bottom of the 7th. And now all of a sudden strategy rolls are just about in vogue again, but not quite. So here now is Rupert Jones, lefty on lefty with Raboski. 1-6 is a blank. So we go to Rupert. Whoop, that's a foul ball that went right over the chute. 1-6, his star line 2 was a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. But a run does score. 9-5 is your score after 7 complete, and we need a new pitcher for the Padres as Schiffer De Leon has done what he needed to do. Now the plan, of course, is to bring in John Curtis, because you do have two lefties coming up, Butler and Washington. So left-hander actually, you know what? They're going to save Curtis for long relief in a future game. So they're going to bring in Danny Boone. Danny Boone, who was later traded to Houston but started the season with San Diego. So he is aboard, and he will be facing, actually it's a pinch hitter for Roboski. It is not going to be Butler to start. It's a pinch hitter for Roboski, and that pinch hitter is going to be Rufino Linares, the right-hander. So Linares is in. Roboski goes a third of an inning, and we'll figure out who the Braves are going to use in the bullpen next. It might be Steve Bedrosian. We'll see. So Linares will lead off the top of the eighth, 9-5. 1-4 strikeout chance, but 15 is way too much for Linares. Linares 5-4. Starline 5, fly to center. So Rufino Linares flies out to Rupert Jones, one away. And that brings up Brett Butler. 6-1 is a blank, so we skip that. 4-4, ground ball to second. And Juan Bonilla makes the play. 2 up, 2 down for Glenn Hubbard. Mother Hubbard. 3-1, and that's a strikeout chance. That's a 1, so definitely going to fall within that 6. So 1 falls within the 6. It will be a strikeout. And Danny Boone took care of it. All we need now is Davy Crockett. All right, so new pitcher coming in for the Braves to start the bottom of the 8th will be Steve Bedrosian. At least I think it's Bedrosian. Let me see. They might go to somebody else. Hold on. You know what? They're going to go to somebody else. They're going to go to... Let's see who they want to go to. They're going to go to... We'll go to Joe Cowley. Joe Cowley, the batter, is the new pitcher. Not Bedrosian. Not close enough for Bedrosian yet. 9-5, not a save situation. So Joe Cowley is on, and he will face Lescano. Whoops, how did Perkins get up there? He will face Lescano, Kennedy, and Salazar. Due up. Lescano, Kennedy, and Salazar. So Sixto Lescano's flown out to right 3 times. Can he do something different this time? 2-2 is a blank against Cowley. Lefty would have been a walk plus, but righty is a blank. Lescano 2-2 again. Starline 5, which is a fly to center, so at least he didn't fly to right. 1 away, and that brings up the catcher Terry Kennedy. 6-1 is a blank again because the strikeout would be checking a right-hander. Kennedy's a lefty, so it is blank. Go to Kennedy, 5-2. Starline 2 again. Another ground ball to short. Ramirez this time was able to do it with no error. So 2 up, 2 down for Luis Salazar. 2-2. Again, a walk plus for a lefty, but he's a righty, so it will be just a blank. Salazar, 4-4. He's going to ground it to short. Ramirez is up to the task again. And we go to the 9th inning. 9-5 still the score. And now Danny Boone will come back out and try to rest up their other bullpen guys. They do have their closer, Gary Lucas, and they also have John Curtis and Rick Wise all in the bullpen, if need be. They'd rather save them for game 2. All right, so here's Claudel. Lefty on lefty, 4-2. And that is an automatic star line. Right there is an automatic star line. I'm going to come up here and roll 1d6. That's a 2. It means it's a ground ball to second, and Bonilla makes the play. So here's Bob Horner. 4-1. That's a blank. 2-2. 2-2 is a single to center field. Bob Horner, his first hit of the game. He singles. Strategy roll still not in play because we're in the 9th and it's a 4-run lead, so no strategy rolls. So here's Dale Murphy, his last chance to get a hit. 4-5 is a blank, so we go to Murphy's card. And it's a 1-5. He's going to fly to center, so Murphy, unfortunately, 0 for 5 in his tribute game. Not very good for him. 1-5, struck him out. Yep, against the lefty. Chambliss is a 12, that's a 5, so it will be a strikeout. Then we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th we go, 9-5 Braves, as they look to win game 1 of the season and try to win 13 in a row. as they did in the real season. Joe Cowley will come back out to pitch the bottom of the ninth. He's allowed to face 6. He's only faced 3 so far. So we have Perkins, another pinch hitter. And they're going to use all the pinch hitters on the bench, I think. Let's see what they got left. They have Dave Edwards, and they got Mario Ramirez and Doug Goosh. So not very good choices either way you go. I guess they'll go with Dave Edwards. So Broderick Perkins, Dave Edwards, and Gene Richards will be here in the ninth for the Pods. Their bench, again, not very good. All right, here is Perkins. 5-5 is a blank off of Cowley. We'll go to Perkins. 3-4. 3-4 is a ground ball to Hubbard. Out number 1, and now that brings up the pinch hitter. Dave Edwards only hit 182 on the season. But, I mean, it's the best they have left. Not saying much. 6-4. 6-4 is a hit by pitch. He's a 0. That's a 1, but that's a 12. Way too high for that. So we go to Edwards to finish. 4-5. That's a ground ball to third. Bob Horner puts it away. 2 down, and last chance for the Padres is Gene Richards. He did reach on a single and error last time. 2-4. There's been 6 errors in the game. Very sloppy. 2-4 is a range play. Richards. 4-5. That's a single past Horner at third, but we're checking the range. Horner's range is only a 1, so if this is not a 1, it's going to be a base hit. It's a base hit, so the ball game still continues. And again, no strategy roll because of the score. And here's Juan Bonilla. 2-3, and that's back to the ballpark. That little @ sign means we go to Jack Murphy Stadium for the Bonilla card. 6-1, he's going to single to center field. So Juan Bonilla, that's his 4th hit. He's 4 for 5 in this game. Single to center. And let's see about Richards going from first to third on a single to center. You lose 1 on your BR, but there are 2 outs, so you gain that back. And the BR rating of Richards is a 3, and Butler's arm is a 0. So it's a 1-3, and he will make it to third. 4-5 he holds. 6 he's probably out. And he's out. So that's the way to finish the ball game. You start him out and he gets out, but Brett Butler throws him out at third. I don't know what he was thinking about doing. His run didn't really matter. He should not have done that, but he did it anyway. And it cost him. So there's your ball game, 9-5. Amazingly, the Braves scored 9 in the first 2 innings and don't score anything in the other 7. But they did enough damage as it is. And so the Braves go to 1-0 on the 82 season. So they got 12 more to go to try to match their beginning season of 13-0. Let's look at the dreadful score sheet and numbers. Check the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the Braves unofficially 9-9-2. Interesting line score. Padres 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So the San Diego 5-12-4 on the line score. 9-9-2, 5-12-4. Winner was Rick Mailer. The loser was Juan Eichelberger. And I didn't even bother filling in the pitching stats because I'm not keeping stats. I'm just playing the game to see if they can win 13 in a row. So, I mean, they're here if I want to input them in the computer later. If I choose to do that, I don't know. But just wanted to, I just got this set, so I really wanted to bring it out, and I wasn't sure what to play with it. But then I thought Atlanta had that 13-0 start, so I thought maybe about trying to do that. So that's what I was doing with that. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, I do like inside pitch. It's kind of disappointed, though, that the coloring on Atlanta is kind of like the default that they use all the time, because in 82, in the mid-80s, from about 80, I'd say from about 80 to 86, they wore this baby blue uniforms. So I was hoping these things would be in like a baby blue section, but I guess they just figured it really didn't matter, and most people don't care. Maybe I'm the one that even looks at stuff like that. So that's going to do it from here. 9-5, Dolly Parton game. Like I said, sorry it couldn't be closer. I mean, when you get a 9-0 game in the first 2 innings, you almost feel like quitting the game, but you got to plug on and just get through it, whether you think people are watching it or not. and like I said, play it out and see what happens. Padres, of course, used a whole bunch of relief. They used 4 relief pitchers, so their bullpen is going to be a little bit taxed going into Game 2. And I don't even know who the Game 2. I think the Game 2 starter is John Montefiusco, but I'm not sure. But hopefully, whoever it is can last longer than Eichelberger did, because Eichelberger didn't make it past the second inning, or didn't get out of the second inning. So, I hope you all enjoying your day. Like I said, I'm off today and tomorrow, so catching up on playing some games. I took the whole Labor Day weekend off didn't roll any games on camera or off camera. Just kind of took a mental break from it and figured I'd come back now. And so got the 82 inside pitch set and wanted to go ahead and bring it out. Now, I thought about playing the 1977, and I'm still thinking about doing it, the 1977 ALCS that was generated from my White Sox replay, where it was Texas and Baltimore, so that could be coming very shortly. There's also, I think I'm going to start number 17 coming up for Mark Fidrich, so that would be the other thing that would be going on. And after that, I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. Larry, yes, they do. I'll check the schedule, but I believe the first 3 games are all consecutive, but I'd have to double check that. There is a nice little documentary on YouTube called A Long Way to October about the 82 Braves. So I've watched some of that. I really enjoyed that. Brought back some memories of watching that season in 82, how they got out to such a great start. And ironically, they were probably about 500 club the rest of the way, but the 13-0 kind of made it so that they had enough to get by, although they did need help from the Giants on the last day of the season to beat the Dodgers and secure the pennant. So interesting stuff. At least, I mean, this is kind of like my wheelhouse, to use a payoff pitch term. 82 is kind of my wheelhouse season. I was in a junior in high school, so this is really, that. 77, I was a little young. I was only 12. But for this season, I was 17 and junior in high school, so I remember all these guys very, very well. And remember seeing them play, had their baseball cards and all that good stuff. So that's going to do it from here. I'm sure other folks later today will be doing some streaming or whatever they like to do, whether it's uploads or streaming or whatever, and whether it's boxing, golf, baseball, football, whatever the case may be. But since I had today off, I thought I would get back in the swing of things with the 82 set. The American League 82 set I still haven't separated yet. They're still in the perforated sheets that I need to unperforate, but I wanted to get the National League because that's what I really am interested in, because I just only have DH, so I really want to concentrate mostly on the National League. So that's going to do it from here. Thank everybody for tuning in live while you're here, and those that are watching at a later date. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.